All right, welcome to the show, guys. I'm gonna make this as quick as possible. I have literally 15 minutes, probably even less than that. I've got 12 minutes to complete this video. This is gonna be a rapid fire one. Now, a lot of things are gonna change. On this video, you probably noticed that I didn't put an intro video. There may be an outro video, but there's no intro video. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to cut the production time so I can push these videos out to you as soon as possible, because I'm sure you guys have noticed some of these videos, they take forever, and this is all due to YouTube. Unfortunately, we need the algorithm to be helped. YouTube needs to know you like the video, right? You need to share the video, you need to subscribe if you haven't already. Unless you tell YouTube, then YouTube's just going to block a small video for 4 hours before it allows it to upload. So please hit that thumbs up, hit that comment, put something in there, share with one other, and subscribe if you haven't, just to help the algorithm so I can get more and more of these out at a quicker pace, right? So I don't have to cut back on the video production. So let's get into the market cap today, right? In the market cap, what you can see is we are currently at the 1.48, close to 1.5, almost coming up there. We had a 7.6% increase in the last 24 hours, but look at the volume, nothing. Because this is all existing volume. What you're looking here is existing volume, right? So there's trades and triggers happening, but this is just existing stuff, nothing too much. Look at the dominance here, 46, still standby, right? I don't want to even mention here, but forget about it. When we're looking at all of this, what you can see is literally the whole market is turning greedy. And these are micro transactions, by the way. What I'm talking about, the big boys are not playing this. This is retail. This is retail. This is all happening because of retail. Now, a lot of these coins we talked about yesterday. Remember, I talked about these coins yesterday. Well, have a look at this. Boom. They're all green now. And you can see how much we've done within a single day. So all of these coins that I talked about yesterday, and I did it like this. Here you go. As you can see, within the last 24 hours, this is what's happened since we've mentioned. But that's got nothing to do with me mentioning it or anything. It's just the market reacting. I always say, let it be. Let Bitcoin do what it wants to do, right? So, yeah, let's move into today's subject. So we have a viewer request, I believe. Not this one, sorry, my bad. Sorry, this is just shorts. Okay, while you're there, you just saw it, right? This is the state of shorts right now, and this is on a daily, 1, 2, 3. So they had one longest day of shorts here, and then everything got annihilated. This is exactly why market's taking a reset and going back up again. So, let's move into the coin. I've got a few actually. I've got one of them. I'll see it. So someone mentioned Shiba. I will mention Shiba in a bit, but have a look at this. Unfortunately, my old chart got kind of wrecked. I did something and I kind of wrecked it, so I had to do another one. So this one doesn't have the longest trend line, but it has the basic trend line, right? So we've got all of those data there, and what we can see is we had this downward trend, and we've just basically broken the first downward trend, but we still have one more. As you can see, there's another mini one here that we need to break above, right? Once we break above that, we should be fine, and that would take us to approximately 1.6 trillion dollars, right? So we've got long ways to go, right? We need to get back into this range, the $2 trillion mark for the global market cap, in order for us to start moving bullish ways, right? Let's move into the one. Okay, this is the one. It's a viewer request, Shiba Inu. Let me take in a lower time frame so you can see a little bit more better and see more candles, right? So I've got two specific fibs here, and today's subject is going to be a lot based on fibs as well. So we've got two specific fibs here, from here to the bottom, and we can see that we should be going to the 0.00006 whatever. We are going to get to the 1.618. Let's just call it that, because the price on these are just so ridiculous, right? Now let's zoom into. So we're in the 4-hourly chart. Let's zoom into this chart and see what the 4-hourly is telling us, right? So what I've done is I'm tracking it from this one specific candle, and this is actually a daily candle that I'm tracking it from. As you can see, this is the dump candle, right? So what I've done is I'm tracking the dump candle, and I'm saying, okay, if I've tracked it, what seems to be going on? So we see we tried to do a pattern here, we fell apart, and the fibs are acting as resistance. Right, so the Fibonacci's are actually acting as resistance. So as you can see, this is the neckline for this particular zone here, and we are attempting to come above this. When we do, we break in and we come back to this. I mean, this is the point where if we break this one candle, then we're going straight back there. And coincidentally, I think if we go back there, I believe, if I'm correct, this was the very time when a lot of people that I personally know actually entered. So that will break even, right? I mean, this line, this one line here, this one white line here, which is just above the Fibonacci 0.65, is the line that basically breaks even for everybody. And then, you know, we're off to the races, right? We're all off to the races, and this is the point this is the point where it started dumping. And then, as you can see, you know, when we go back up, so based on this short term, we're looking at going to 0.22 whatever on this 1618 Fibonacci. And on the longer term, as you can see, we've got a different Fibonacci giving us a slightly different price. So those ones will get back into there once the market starts rolling. But right now, this is more important to see. So you have to see both Fibonacci. So I know you have noticed it before on many of my videos that I do a double Fibonacci method, right? So sometimes I would use a double Fibonacci to do like a longer term and a shorter term to understand what's going on. Okay, moving straight into Ethereum. You won't understand anything, but doesn't matter. I'm sure the Fibs will explain to you exactly what's going on, right? So again, same story. Let me move it over to my 4 hourly so you can see more data on a bigger scale, right? So what I'm using here, I'm doing my fibs, and I do my double fibs, right? I have to do my double fibs because I need to know what's going to happen in the short term, and I need to know what's going to happen in the long term. So we know this is the bottom, right? So from the bottom, as you can see, we've been battling through the fibs and holding support on the fib. So breaking above this fib, holding a support. On the short term, as you can see, on the 28th of June, we literally popped our head through, and then we held it as support. We confirmed, and then we kept on going up. Currently, we are finding support on the 0.876. This is a short term, right? This is where we're finding the support. And currently, we're shooting towards the Fibonacci 1 level, which is the neckline of this particular area here. So this is the candle that we want to invalidate, and this is where we're heading to. Once we head into this, then we're going into the, the long-term golden point. So when we're looking at double fibs, we have to see the golden pocket here and the golden pocket here. So once we set that, you can see it's the Fibonacci 1, but it's actually the Fibonacci 0.618, which is similar to the 1.618. Remember, it's the reverse of 1.618. So this is the golden pocket, golden zone. And once we hit there, as you can see, the fibs are pretty much holding intact until it takes us back to our 1618 level, right, which is around here. So we are expecting that, you know, long term, we're expecting that, you know, as soon as the market moves, first we're targeting to go to the 2600 level, and then after that we're targeting to go to the the 3214 level. So these are the prices we're seeing on the short term, right? Now, if I was to do a triple Fibonacci, this will freak you out. Obviously, everybody knows that, you know, I love my fibs. So if I put a triple Fibonacci, then you can see what the market expected figures are. If we are continuing the bull run and we go all the way and, you know, to the moon, we can see currently the 1618 is showing us the $6,000, right? 6,050. So this is, now you've just seen the triple Fibonacci. So what we are doing is we're tracking it on multiple time frames, and we're saying, okay, this is what it is, this is what it is, but do they agree? The question I think right now is, do they agree? You know, so when we're looking at certain things, we're saying, well, actually, the 1618, it brings us fairly closer. So now let's have a look at something else if it agrees. So if we activate our support and resistance clusters, does all of this agree? Well, look at this. If we break above this level, then we are going to face some resistance here. And if we break this, then we're off to the races, right? We can see this, that basically, actually, let me see it on a daily. It will show you a lot more better. Well, not much of a resistance. Look at that, it's beautiful. So on the 4 hourly, as you can see, we got 4 hourly resistance levels right around here, but that's about it. That's about it. Other than that, it's you know, most of the traffic is here. This is where all the traffic is, and we've just entered this resistance level, as you can see here. So if we zoom in, you can see we've just entered this resistance, and we're about to break through. And if we do, that's the golden pocket. And as you can see, look at this. It's just everything is showing us, confirming to us that that is what it is, right? So that was Ethereum. I don't know how many minutes I got left because I'm doing a rapid. Okay, I've got 3 minutes left. I'm sure I can extend it a little bit. Give me a second, 3 minutes. Let me just quickly send them a text and say, right, guys, be patient. Give me 2 minutes more. Right, okay. So now we're on the BTC dominance. And on the dominance, exactly the same. I'm using a double fib level to see what's going to happen, right? So what we're doing, we're using a double Fibonacci to say, okay, what's the market trying, the dominance telling us, where can we go with the dominance, right? But remember, with BTC dominance, we don't really want it to go up. We want it just to kind of hover around, so it gives a good chance to the alts. But if the market needs to continue, then we need to break above these resistance lines, right? So when we're looking at this, and we're looking at the shorter time frame, we can see that basically currently we were rejected at the Fibonacci. This is the Fibonacci one, so I'm just taking it from this one candle, right? I'm not taking it from anywhere else. From here to here, that's all I'm counting. I'm not counting the whole market. The other double Fibonacci is doing that, right? So when we're looking at this, we can see that the shorter time frame, we've pushed through the 786, right? On the shorter time frame, as you can see, we pushed through the 786, and we're kind of hovering around this level. Alts are now pumping, so the BTC dominance is coming down, right? On the longer time frame, coincidentally, look at this. So this is the longer time frame. This level here is where the resistance was faced. So you see the Fibonacci's on the longer and a shorter time frame will act as resistance and support, right? On the way up, on the way down, it doesn't matter. They will act as resistance and support. Now, when BTC goes here, well, in this particular scenario, let me explain something. If BTC ever enters into this zone, then it's shitcoin season, which means basically all the coins will go to shit. Not all coin, shitcoin. They're all going to go to the rubbish, right? They're all going to go shit, basically. So you want to panic about your alts when BTC goes into these levels, right? That's when you want to panic about alts. But at the same time, BTC will carry the market up, right? So it will take a bit of time, but it will carry the market up. However, if BTC hovers around these particular levels, then you're fine. Don't worry too much about it. If you're hovering around these particular levels, you're fine. This is the 50, right? 50%, as you can see. As long as we hover around there, we should be fine. Altcoins and everything should have a good little balance, right? Let's quickly move over to my other chart. Right. Actually, I've got a cleaner one. Let me show you on a cleaner one. So there was somebody talking about the Fibonacci lines and everything, and they were doing some drawings, sharing it with me. So I'm going to talk about this, right? I know a lot of people like to use certain things. Now, we don't like to make assumptions. We just want to look at what the market is saying. So one thing I've noticed, so this is for the brother who sent me the picture, right? Okay, let's go on this. I want to copy you. So I got a 4 hourly, and I want to tell you what I saw that was wrong in that one chart, right? So we're looking at a 4 hourly, and we see somebody putting something like this, right? Somebody say putting something like this, a channel, which is fine. A channel is fine, but we got a problem here. This on a 4 hourly is a channel. Now, a channel doesn't, this candle could go above or this candle could go down. This doesn't confirm the channel. You see, looking at these channels, you can't have is it bullish or is it bearish? This is, if having a line on top, you're being bearish. Very simple. This is bearish. Having a line is bullish, but this is not how we track it. You see, what you have to understand, I'm also tracking it myself, right? This is what we're tracking. You see how, if you zoom into this, right? So we're on this big 4 hourly candle chart. We can see we're going to face a massive battle here. We can see we're going to have a massive resistance here. We can see the 1618 level also confirms that as well on the shorter time frame. We can see on the longer time frame, basically this particular zone becomes the golden pocket zone, which is going to be a massive battle area. So when you're looking at stories, we're saying we can translate what the story is, right? Sorry, you can also, for example, when you're coming here, you can also see, right, that we have this massive downward trend line which we need to break above, and this would be the breaking zone, right? You can see that now. You can see we have this orange line confirming that we are in a wedge, right? We need to break out of the wedge. Now, if you're going to start putting lines like this on little areas like this, you can do this all day long, go up, go down. You're not really going to get much of the information because you're focusing too much on this one section. Focus on the bigger picture. The bigger picture is telling us where we need to be. Of course, when you mention that there may be some resistance around the 37, 36, well, there's two moves that it would possibly do, right? There's two particular moves. And let me get rid of this line because I don't like a line on the top when the market's moving up, right? When the market's moving down, I'm going to put a line on the top. When the market's moving up, you don't put a line on the top. Very simple. As you can see here, if we zoom in, right, closely zoom in, as you can see, we're about to come and face resistance into the 36,669 to be precise, right? Once we beat that particular line, we're going to go into this, and this is the golden pocket zone. So we might see some explosive moves. From here, we might see a massive rejection, right? So there's two scenarios. One scenario, you are going to be rejected from here to here, right? Or the other scenario is you push right up and you go and you do this one thing. So what we are going to see is one of two scenarios. We are not going to see this. This is nothing. This, when it goes here, it's there. This is nothing, right? A lot of people don't understand this 37 is not a fib. I put this there myself. This is this is a stock market trading golden pocket zone. The golden area is from here. So let me show you quickly. Right, you're gonna love this one. So traditionally, the golden zone, all right, the golden zone is this area. This is the golden buying zone. If anybody buys within this specific zone, this is known as a golden area, right? The Fibonacci golden area, right? Because you're buying within this. So right in the center would be the 618. That's where you buy. Now, what I do, I use a slight traditional system, and I say, well, I need to make sure I have my percentages correct. For me, the buying would be here. And the reason I say for me, it's not for me actually, it's actually how the traditional traders actually like. So us traditional, a lot of traditional guys, we like to buy at this particular level. If we ever fall below this, then we wait. If we get into this, we know the market's going to do some explosive moves, right? So what I'm trying to say, usually when it enters here, it doesn't wait around. It just goes and it confirms and then shoots up and carries on. Or it will, if it gets rejected here, then it shoots down and it will go, it's the opposite. All right, so this is what you have to understand. This particular level, the obviously 618 is a Fibonacci, but the 65 is a custom point we've put in there to tell us that this is the golden zone, golden pocket inside the golden zone. Right, so golden zone is remember from here to here. So we got the golden zone. So remember this is the golden zone, right? This is your golden zone. All right, I'll just put it down here so you can see the numbers. So the 786 and the 0.5 is your golden zone, right? That's where we are. This is a golden pocket inside the golden zone. Does it make sense? Right, hope it does, right? So this is on the 4 hourly. You can see the action, what's going on. You can see the volumes are also picking up as well. Everything looking very, very good. Let's have a look at the RSI and see what the RSIs are telling us. RSI, now this is where the beautiful thing is. This particular explosive move that we saw was the breakout of this particular trend line. Now let me show you what I'm showing. This is a longer trend line, and if you put it on a daily trend base, you'll see what I'm trying to talk about. You see what we see. So this is the bigger picture that a lot of people didn't see. We were having a divergence here. The market was going down, 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 and then when it decided to break out of this zone, when it decided to break out of this zone, you can see volume has also been showing as well. When it broke out of this zone, well, guess what? This is exactly when we saw these power moves. You see what I mean? When you look at this breakout zone, when you're looking at these breakout zone, this is exactly when you end up seeing these big power moves, right? Where is it? Yeah, you end up seeing, so let's try and see. Right, you end up seeing this, and this is where the power moves happen, right? You understand what I'm talking about? Now, you're going to talk about this 36, 37, well, guess what? The stochastic RSI on a daily is telling us that we are getting into the higher zone. Once we get into this particular specific zone, right, RSI, you know, anything above the 80 or even like, you know, close to these, right, as soon as we get into there, what we are going to see is an automatic reversal like this. Market's going to calm down, right? So when market comes down, we re-enter at this particular point, and we do this all day long, right? This is you sell here, you buy here. So this is what the market will be doing. Now looking at the 4 hourly, how does it look? Overbought. You can see it's overbought. So 4 hourly already saying it's overbought, bullish overbought. That means it will come down a little bit. As long as the blue line stays above the white line, it doesn't matter. We're going to see what's going to happen. I mean, right now I would say it needs to come down a little bit, and then it will go back in. But if it's, you know, if it's going to play like this, for example, it can easily dip here and then come back again, right? We need to see these moves. Obviously the biggest move we want to see now, when we're looking at the stochastic RSI, we want to see one specific move, that is the one that we know is a confirmation that we're back in the game, right? This particular move we want to see, what we want to see is this blue line re-enter and stay above the red line and stay bullish, so to give us the bullish pattern we want, go into this zone. If we get this one specific signal, right, like we had here, for example, when we went bullish, that's the one signal we need. When we see a blue line above the red line into this zone and moving back up, you know the market's back on, right? So I hope this kind of makes sense for you. RSI, remember what I said about RSI. Let me get rid of the volume here, give me a second. Don't need that anymore, so 1 second. Let me just show you the RSI, right? So when we're looking at RSI, right, RSI is doing its own thing on the weekly, as you can see. This is the line, right? So RSI right now, even on the weekly, it's actually quite down. What we need to see is RSI on a weekly, you know, it would probably calm down a little bit, whatever, and then on the weekly we want to see it doing this. The moment it starts doing this, right, you know that we're back into the bullish territory. And as you can see, this is on the weekly, you can see, right? We want to re-enter this particular zone. As long as we're in this zone, we're fine. We can carry on, we can do whatever, you know. And when we go here, we're going to top out a little bit, we're going to have a big dump, right? So understand this: overbought, oversold on a longer time frame. Right, on a longer time frame, you can't go wrong. The bigger picture is always the longer time frame. I know too many people focus on the short time. Unless you're buying every hour or buying and selling every hour, 4 hour, why the hell are you even looking at a 4 hourly chart for? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Sorry to say that, but that's the truth. Why on earth would you be looking at anything other than what you need to, right? Where are we? Sorry, whoa, let's find it. There it is. Sorry, got too many charts open. So yeah, this is where we are. So this is the RSI. This is the everything that we looked at. Right. Let's go back into daily or 4 hourly. Let's go to 4 hourly, because obviously you like your 4 hourly. So this is what we got. All right. So remember, we're looking at this bigger picture. Now, actually, let me take you back to this chart to show you what I'm seeing. So this particular chart has pretty much the same data, but what do we see here? We see these fib levels, right? And we see these channels, right? So what I'm doing, I'm tracking the channels. I've said, okay, I'm going to track the channel. This is the bigger downward trend. This is a slightly bullish, well, it's slightly even the bearish, but this is all within the wedge. So I'm seeing 3 patterns playing within the wedge, and I'm like, okay, I see certain things. This is a point where I'm going to see a lot of traffic. You know, I know what I'm going to see here. I know I'm going to see a lot of traffic around here. We need to break above this particular zone. That's where we need to go in. There's going to be traffic there until it takes us to the 1618. Now, the 1618 will basically give us confirmation that we want to go back into the market, right? That's what we're doing. So we're looking at the shorter time frame from here to here, not much data, and we're saying, let's see how we can play this and where we can go. So far, good news is that we have, all right, we have entered into this one zone, but we haven't hit the top of the wedge yet. This is the top of the wedge. And if you look at the longer time frame, if you look at the time frame, sorry, not longer, just the time frame itself, the top of the wedge is the 786 level, right? So the 786 will be the top of the wedge, and if we break through, then there's no stopping us. There's no stopping us, right? Good news is, I did post this yesterday on one of the groups, is, you see here, we broke the neckline last night, right? So 8 hours, this is 8 hour candle, we broke the neckline. All right, which is very, very good. Now we can take this actually and do something else and say, okay, there's another neckline we need to break, right? So let's see if we can break this particular neckline. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, you can't make this kind of stuff up. Let's have a look. Let me put it into the right position. Right, look at this. You can't make this stuff up. We are so close. In fact, I believe, yes, bang on. Check this out. The rejection happened bang on the dot. Look at this. You know what I mean? It's crazy, right? It's crazy. Look at this. The rejection itself happened on this particular candle, which we had to break. So obviously we're seeing resistance. Once we break this, there's nothing until here. Look at this. There's nothing until here. We're going to have so currently this one, right, is attempting to break this high. So this would be a higher high, right? When it breaks this one, would be another higher high. When it breaks that one, it will be another higher high. And you see where we're going, right? You see what the whole story is. So please do understand, unless you are trading on an hourly or a 4 hourly, you shouldn't even be looking at those. They're not going to give you the best data. And also, you only put a top line if you want to be bearish. So whenever you decide to go and do something like that, that just says to me, you must be a bear. I don't see anything else, because when we're looking at a channel like this, guess what? This is it's a breakdown channel. These channels always break down. So why on earth would you be looking at something like this, right? You know, if we already know we're in a bearish scenario, which we can see from the greater picture, then what you should be doing is extending this line and saying, right, this is where we are, and this is the channel we need to be traveling in order to break this level and break these lines, right? Does it make any sense? So this chart, I believe, this one is available. Actually, no, do you know what I'm going to do? Today, I'm going to change something a little bit. So we'll put this one. It's a lot more cleaner. We'll put this one on the public link, and then you can do whatever you like. So I'll leave it with you. But yeah, that's about it. I don't want to say anything else, guys. Expect some very, very big moves. Expect some very, very big moves coming in. I just feel sorry for some of the guys who didn't pick up around here. When we talked about, we said now is the time to buy. I just feel a lot sorry about some of the guys who were asking me for when to buy, and I kept on saying, guys, look at these discounts, look at these 70-80% discount, and these guys didn't buy. I'm sorry, but there's nothing we could do. I can't tell you. I mean, we can't. I mean, we. This is what you look for. You're constantly waiting for these. Oh, how far is it gonna go? Because you're panicking. You don't believe in it. You have no conviction. You have zero conviction in the product. You can't be in the game, and that's why you get wrecked. Right? People who have conviction understand it. They buy it. They're like, oh, we're getting a big discount. Oh, we're getting a big discount. We want to buy more. People who buy immediately, as soon as they can, right? When the market pumps, they get rid of the initial investment. As soon as they're like, get out, right? Take the initial, and they play with zero money. Right? This is what a lot of people need to understand. You need to be able to control your emotion. You need to control your emotion, right? That's all you have to do. Like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you on another one. I'm not going to say I think I've gone over. Yes, I've gone 13 minutes over time, but that's fine. I hope this kind of helps you, and I'll talk to you guys later. Adios, amigos.